Yo, what's up everybody? Back with another day of showing you how I have built my food plan for the day on my Macros Plus app so that you can see how I built my food plan, hoping that maybe by showing you how I did it, you'll figure out how to do it on your own. A lot of people don't know how to do this. So recording it, showing you, hopefully it helps. Do me a favor, if it does help, hit the like button on this video, maybe even the subscribe button while you're here. I do these videos every single day. So let's go ahead and get started on how I built today's food plan. Let me load up my app. Okay, so I do this in 3 steps whenever I build my food plans every single day. The first step of my 3 is that I want to put in my pre-workout meal and my post-workout meal every single day. Let me go ahead and go to that. Now the reason that I do this first every single day is twofold. One is because it helps me just get started on the plan. It's a no-brainer. It helps me get the ball rolling, so to speak, and begin the actual plan. And also because the second part of that is because it's simple. These 2 plans have basically the same thing in it every single day, which is a protein isolate drink of some sort for pre and post, and then some sort of a carb for my post-workout. And you can see here, that's exactly what I've got my pre and my post. I've got some protein isolate powder, and then on my post-workout, I've got some gummy bears there. So it helps me sort of get started in getting the plan built. The second step of my 3-step building plan is I ask myself every day, is there something that I want to eat or I am craving? Because I want to make sure to try to fit those in where I can. Especially in these, like I'm cutting right now, I am in a caloric deficit, which means I am eating less food, but I don't necessarily want to feel like I am depriving myself of like sanity's sake, right? So when I'm craving things, I want to try to add those in here if I can, or if I am craving certain foods at certain times of day. So it doesn't have to be like a hamburger that I don't normally eat. It could be like, you know what, I just want to eat today chips for breakfast where I was normally eating the protein chips for like a snack later in the day. So cravings can be either the food or just the time of day that you eat the food. And so that's my second step, like what do I want today? And I make sure to add those things in where I can. For me today, I wanted protein chips for breakfast. And you can see this here. I added that in right off the bat, the first thing there. And once I got that there, I just thought, okay, now I'm done. My third step of my 3 when I'm building these is now just do the meals. Do your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, all of that stuff. So I've done that now, and I went in. And since I was doing chips already for breakfast, which is something I normally don't do, I just figured let's just do breakfast completely different. So instead of doing a bunch of egg whites like I normally would do, I did 1 egg, which was a full egg, not just the egg white. I did 20 slices of turkey pepperoni, and then a cup of chicken bone broth. Again, no liquid egg whites whatsoever today, no toast on the plan today. So I just felt it was a little bit different. Now, here's something you have to watch for. When I built this plan in this way, it increased my fat for that meal much more than my normal days would. So like if I was doing liquid egg whites, it'd be 0 fat whatsoever. But because of what I've added here onto my breakfast, my fat is 13, almost 14 grams of fat. So I have to kind of keep that in the back of my mind that as I'm building the rest of today's food plan, I have to be careful not to go over on my fat and do my normal fat allotment because I've actually expended a lot of that total number on my breakfast, right? So I have to be careful as I go through this plan. And so for lunch, what have I done for my lunch? Well, I'm doing a cup of those fat-free baked beans. These are actually vegetarian beans by Bush's. They're very, very good. So I'm doing a cup of that. I'm doing 2 chicken patties. These aren't the vegan patties I normally do. These are actually chicken patties that my kids made last night, like regular frozen chicken patties. We had 2 left over, and I wanted to make sure to use them. I don't want those to go to waste, so I made sure to fit those into the plan. They're a little bit higher in fat than I like, but still made it work. Additionally, what I wanted to do here was essentially slop some Greek yogurt on those 2 patties and slop some guacamole on top of them as well, and then I'll put some hot sauce on top of it. So I've done that here, and you can see 842 calories, 37 grams of fat. Again, a little bit high in fat because of those chicken patties, so I know that as the rest of the day goes on, I got to be very, very careful now. So I went to dinner. What am I doing for dinner? I'm doing a pouch of Uncle Ben's minute rice. I am throwing some tuna into that and just mixing it together. It's actually really good. It doesn't sound like it. I'm doing another half cup of baked beans because the can is open and I want to try to use it all today. I don't want it to dry out or anything in the fridge overnight, so I'm going to do another half cup of baked beans. Doing some more of the plain fat-free Greek yogurt. Gonna just throw that into that rice and tuna bowl. And then I'm doing another cup of chicken bone broth. Normally I don't do 2, but the reason I put this in here was I found that I was struggling a little bit throughout the day as this plan was evolving. My protein just looked a little bit lean, so I'm gonna have another cup of the bone broth there. So that left me some room for a few snacks. Now I've got to be careful here not to do anything too high of fat related. Normally I would do like a Quest cookie, right? A Quest protein cookie, but those are like 15 or 17 grams of fat. I did not have the room to do those today. What I did instead was another a Greek yogurt, which is the flavored Greek yogurt this time. And then you can actually see, oops, I made a mistake here. Let me fix this. I got to put, that's not the one, that's a great value. That is not what I'm after. Oh, I know what I need to do. Let me go to here, Greek yogurt. There's the one that I want. So I have actually 2 Greek yogurts. You can see one at the top, see one at the bottom. The reason I'm doing 2 of those again today because I felt like my protein was a little bit under as the day was building. Those are nice because they got 12 grams of protein, 0 fat, which again, I needed to have less fat and more protein as the day evolved. I'm doing a link of beef jerky, and then I'm doing actually just another egg. And so the total numbers after this was all said and done, I built this. If you look at the top, it says 150 calories remaining. That is 150 under what I want my max to be. I want my max to be 2,700. This is under that, so we're looking at like 2,550 here. That's good. I don't want it to be more than 300 under. That would be 2,400, and that's too much, or too little, so to speak. Now, normally, I would like to see my protein content here a little bit higher. And in fact, if I wanted to really get fancy, and I really wanted to do another thing of bone broth, I could actually add 1 more cup of bone broth, and I'll do that. Let's just see what that does here in my numbers. So that actually I'm still 100 calories under, which is fine. I've got a little bit more protein on my meal. I'm down to 21 grams of protein remaining, which is good. I'd rather flip-flop the protein and fat here. I'd rather be too high on the fat and less, use as much protein as I can. But we're okay here. I'm not going to fret too much about it. So this looks fine. Again, I'd rather have more protein, but we'll deal with that another day. All in all, I got to have a different breakfast. It's a lot of chicken broth for today, which is fine. It's only a total of 3 cups, but some days they're just like that. Some days are not perfect. You really want to concentrate again on, as you start to build these, be careful how you build your first couple of meals on the day because they will dictate what your last couple of meals end up looking like. But all in all, I think we're good to go. This app is called My Macros Plus. It's on the Apple's iOS store, and I assume probably Android and Google Play and all that fun, funky stuff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow.